Hello, it's Jonathan here, and I am actually on vacation um, with my family in Las Vegas. And I've convinced my dad to do a little interview with me. And I've got a shadow on your face. Um, so, I am interviewing you today because this is what I do. I embarrass you by having videos online so everybody can know my whole life story, and you're a part of that. And what I really wanted to ask you is get your side of when I came out to you and mom, well, you particularly because I only know my side of the story. And since we have gotten to a point right now where my family's on vacation and we're at the Bellagio and we're still together and we all love each other, and I'm out gay. So when I first came out to you, do you remember the moment that I did and where we were?
We were at our house, and it was the weekend of my father's funeral. And what happened evidently was you had talked to some people, friends of yours, and told them that you were gay, and the word was spreading. In fact, it had already spread to my siblings and cousins, and they were afraid that I'd hear it from another party. So they said you had to talk to me.
Did I tell you that, or did they tell you that?
They told me that.
Okay.
So, you didn't say anything about that reason.
Okay.
What they
I'm confirming though that it is true. They did.
what you said later on was that you kept putting it off because you didn't know what kind of answer you were going to get from it, and were concerned. Although you weren't really as concerned, you said, because we were so, quote, liberal that you thought we'd do just fine. There's a huge difference between being a liberal and having it hit you in the face.
Yeah.
So, when you came out to me, it was a very big surprise to me. I had not anticipated it at all. I don't know why. I guess I should have. There were probably a lot of hints through the years, but I didn't catch them.
I want to stop you for a second. So, and this a lot of people find funny, and I thought it was really cool that at 13, I somehow got a subscription for Playboy, and at the time I didn't know that I was gay, so I thought it was really cool. Do you think that maybe there was some sort of intuition that you had that made you want to see if...
I was questioned about that by your mom. Why would you get a subscription to Playboy for Jonathan? He's so young. And I really didn't have a good answer for that. And it may be that underneath I had a suspicion of something, and I thought, any way I can go about directing your sexuality can't hurt. And certainly it would have made our life somewhat easier if you hadn't been gay, and if Laura hadn't come out and told us she was gay.
I want to move you to a point because I do have a shadow on you. Would you mind sitting here? Much better. Now it's professional filmography or cinematography. Okay, where are we?
I was saying that it would have made our lives somewhat simpler. I mean, they would have been more like what we had anticipated they would be. And it's always difficult, I think, when you have to adapt and change, and long-held expectations are changed. So, to that extent, I think that was probably a big part of our difficulty in acceptance. And it wasn't, when you came out, I said, gay, not gay, doesn't matter. We'll always love you, no matter what. And I think that's what my immediate response was. That doesn't mean that it was easy. In fact, it was very difficult. And then you didn't want to tell your mom. So I had to go tell her.
Well, I just wanted to show you how difficult it was to tell someone that you love.
And you would think I would have dealt with it better than I actually did. I had a first cousin who was gay. No genetic thing because he was adopted, but my uncle had to deal with that, and he didn't deal very well. And
How did he deal with it?
he didn't. They became very distant, and it was a difficult situation anyway because they adopted a very brilliant boy, and it's very difficult to have a brilliant child who is much more brilliant than you are. So that was not easy either. Anyway, I found that secondhand was not the same as firsthand. That I could sympathize with the situation they were going through, but it didn't really hit me the way our relationship and our futures together were changed. And again, those expectations.
Like what expectation?
Expectations that it would be what we had anticipated, that you would meet a girl, that you would fall in love with a girl,
What kind of girl?
somebody very nice,
And
not necessarily Jewish.
okay, just checking.
I mean, probably. I mean, we would have preferred that because it's simpler. We've seen other families where they have difficulties where they do mixed marriages. They don't make decisions early about what the children will be, and that's always tough.
All right, so the perfect world that we saw before here, or that I also was anticipating before I came out and before I came to terms with myself, was the meeting a Jewish girl, having a Jewish wedding,
And eventually having children.
and having children.
And so things changed quite a bit, and it was a difficult adjustment. I think by far the biggest adjustment for Mom was the grandchildren issue. That she might or might not have grandchildren, but it would certainly be extended. Because from our experience, people that grew up acting heterosexual when they were actually gay have to start over in socializing. And it extends their time to play and to be young, to be active in relationships, because they're starting from scratch. They didn't really have the chance that other people do.
My philosophy with that is that because unlike heterosexual kids, we gay people don't have that opportunity to fool around as kids, and so as we as we come out, at least in my situation, I was 21, and that's when all my playing around started, and I'm sure that I mean I never discussed that with you, but you know it's really hard to try all that playing around just after coming out of the closet and not trying to feel like a slut, you know, or not trying to feel like sleazy when basically it's the same thing that everybody that's heterosexual does as a child that we were not allowed to. So
We recognized that, both your mom and I, and you know, we understood that we went to PFLAG, we talked to other.
hold that thought. I've got to stop and start again.